Hi class, this is course 2, lesson 7, geometry, lines, angles, and planes. So we're going to learn a lot of vocabulary, and you will refer back to this lesson in your notes a lot. So try to get as much out of this video as you can. Make sure you take good notes, okay? We're going to start with a chart, so you'll need a spot for item, characteristics, looks like, and symbol, okay? So the first thing that we need to put in here is a plane, okay? P-L-A-N-E, plane. A plane is two-dimensional, and it's flat and continues forever. And two-dimensional would be, you know, well, it's just flat. So if you look at it, it'd be like a wall or at the top of your desk. But pretending that that continues forever in every direction. Okay, so it's like you could cut through the air with that forever. So it looks like a wall and there is no symbol. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. Point. Point is exactly what it is. It is an exact location. When you see it, it's going to look like a dot, and then there will be a letter by it to indicate which point you're talking about, and we're going to use capital letters. So this is point A. Okay. The next item that you need to put in your notes is a line. And a line is a collection of points. Okay, so it's just a whole lot of these little points all strung together. So there's an infinite number of points, and it continues in both directions forever. So a line will go in either direction. A line will always have, and this you might want to note put in your notes, a line will always have arrows at the end on each side. That tells you that it's going to go on forever. And a line typically will go through at least 2 points. Okay, there might be more points on the line, but it has to have 2 points. Okay, and those 2 points we use to name the line. Okay, so right here, this right here is going to tell us that we have line. That's the symbol that has to be on in your answers to say that you're talking about a line. And then you can pick the points in either order. It's either point BC, line BC, or line CB. Either way, you're naming the same line. The line symbol that goes above the letters is going to have the arrow on either side. Okay, the next item is a ray. Okay, a ray has an end point and it continues in one direction. Okay, so a line continues in both directions, but a ray only goes in one direction. So in the looks like, if you draw this picture in your notebook here, it has an end point here at point E, and it goes through point D in that direction. Okay, so end point, very big vocabulary there, and then the direction is through point D. Okay, it only goes in one direction. Now here's the tricky part. When you write it with the symbol, this ray is always going to go to the right. It has to look just like that. I know that this ray over here went to the left, and you're thinking, oh, I'll just draw the arrow above the letters going to the left, but you can't. You have to draw it going to the right. We always start with the end point and then tell us which direction it goes. So it starts at E and goes through D in that direction. Okay, now I know it doesn't actually go to the right, but if I start at E and go through D, I'm going to get the correct ray. Okay, that one's really tricky. You might want to star it or something. Okay, the next one is a segment. And a segment can be any length, but it is only part of a line, and it has 2 endpoints. So the segment is a defined line segment. Okay, it's a definite length. There are no arrows on the ends. There are end points. This one is segment FG or segment GF. Notice that the symbol for segment looks just like a segment. There's nothing on the ends. It's just a bar. It means it ends. Okay, and again, because it goes in either direction and it's the same length, you can label it FG or GF with that bar noting that it's a segment. So if I saw this, I would say segment FG. Okay, so the ray is the only one that we really need to be worried about which order the letters go in, and it's always endpoint, then direction. Okay, all right, and the last one that I have up here is angles. Angles are formed by two rays with a common endpoint. Okay, so we're going to have one endpoint. That'll be the vertex. Okay, that's important vocabulary. We need to know that the center point of that angle is a vertex. Okay, so this one has ray HI and ray HJ meeting at point or end point H. And so we have either angle H, and that's the angle symbol. Looks kind of like a less than symbol, only it's flatter on the bottom. So angle H, or it's angle IHJ, or it's angle JHI. Okay, if you label it with the three letters, the vertex goes in the middle. Okay, so that's a lot of vocabulary, right? Well, we're going to flip the page here, and we're going to talk about 4 types of lines. Okay, so I'm going to work right here. Parallel lines do not intersect. Okay, parallel lines look like these lines. This is line PQ or QP and line RS or line SR. They will never intersect. They are parallel. And how we can write that is to put the line symbol, and then I'll just put these, this will be PQ, and then I can write line RS, and then this symbol right here, 2 lines that go straight up and down, and those should be straight up and down. That means that they are parallel. Okay, that's a parallel symbol. So if this is shown on in your book, you know that line PQ is parallel to line RS. Perpendicular lines will intersect at 90-degree angles, or what we call right angles. Okay, so you can also note that that would be a right angle, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute, but that is going to be a right angle, and that little box in the corner tells you that you have a right angle. Okay, so this is line JK and line LM, and they are perpendicular, and you might see it looking like this in your book. You might want to write this down. LM and line JK, and then we're going to put the perpendicular symbol. Okay, and perpendicular is going to look like this. Looks like an upside down T. So that tells you that you have perpendicular lines. Okay, oblique lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular. Nothing special about them, they are just lines that intersect. Okay, this is line TU and line VW. They do intersect, but not at a 90-degree angle, so they're not perpendicular, and because they intersect, they are never going to be parallel. Okay, skew lines are lines in 2 planes, and they do not intersect. Okay, so if you think about planes, you could think about the ceiling as a plane, and think about the floor as a plane, and those are 2 planes, and if you drew a line on the ceiling and drew a line on the floor, they're never going to intersect. Those are skew lines. Okay, so those are 4 types of lines, and you're going to want to study these and refer back to them often. 4 types of angles. Okay, this hopefully is review. Acute angles. This is angle TUV. So I'm going to write that over here. Angle TUV. And I don't have to put the angle symbol so that it matches the way that the angle goes. It's always that symbol. But an acute angle is going to measure more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. Okay, and that symbol for, so it'd be, like if I wanted to write 0 degrees, the degree symbol goes like that. Okay, when I typed this up, I didn't have the little 0 to do for you. But an acute angle is going to be more than 0 and less than 90 degrees. Okay, so at 90 degrees, we get a right angle. Okay, this is upside down for what you might want to see. But there's the angle symbol, and this one I can just call angle M, because that is the vertex, angle M. A right angle will measure exactly 90 degrees. Okay, it'll have the box in the middle at the vertex, or you'll know, they'll tell you it's 90 degrees, but a right angle is always 90 degrees. Or if you have a 90-degree angle, you can say that that's a right angle. An obtuse angle is going to look much wider than a right angle, because it measures more than 90 degrees, but it's going to be less than 180 degrees. Okay, so this would be angle ABC. Remember that vertex has to be in the middle, and it will be have a measure of more than 90 but less than 180 degrees. And a straight angle looks just like a line, because it is. It measures exactly 180 degrees. It's a half circle. I can draw a half circle between these points. And this still, you can write it as angle DEF. Okay, or angle FED. The vertex is in the middle. Straight angle is always 180 degrees. Okay. And then lastly, just some information to put down on your paper. When you have this little lowercase m, and then you have this segment AB, that means the measure, okay, so M is the measure of segment AB. So how long is segment AB? That's what they're asking you for. And here's a really cool fact. Segments can be added together or subtracted to find missing segment lengths. Okay, so here's an example for you. Segment AB is 18 centimeters and segment BC is 12 centimeters. What is the measure, remember that's what the lowercase m is, of segment AC? Well, if you take a look, here I have the segments written out, and segment AB is from here to here, and that we're told is 18 centimeters. And then we're told segment BC is 12 centimeters, so that would be from here to here, 12 centimeters. And then they want to know, what is the measure of AC? So they want the whole thing. Well, add those two up. 18 plus 12. 18 plus 12 will be 30. And then do not forget the label. Okay? I know that that was a lot today. It's a lot of vocabulary. But it's going to be very important that you understand all of these terms, because they will be used a lot in the book. So be sure to study it and refer back to your notes often. Okay? I will see you in class.